And whatever you do, don't let it fall into the wrong hands.
If I remember correctly, y'all had just gone into Wongo's tomb and negotiated with a statue a couple of sort of monkey spirits or like monkey apparitions.
Yeah, Sue somethings.
Yeah, so you'd interpreted the puzzle of whose animal is whose friend, and sort of someone
Got it wrong.
someone heard a voice in their head. I think it was Jex heard a voice in their head like giving them a choice. You know, either you take the cube or you betray your friends or something like that. What was it?
Yeah, it was take the cube and betray your friends, or like fight my children.
Oh yeah, that was it. And you did like some crazy third option, like you put the cube on top of the monkey's head, the statue's head or something.
I went and stabbed the. I didn't think that was Wongo. Jex thought it was the snake because the snake was a betrayer, so he went and stabbed the snake in the picture, saying that he wasn't going to betray.
Nice. This is complex.
Yeah.
So after stabbing a sort of relief carving on a wall, the bars to the tomb sort of sealed someone out, Scramble out of the tomb because he happened to be standing on the other side of them when they went down.
Because of the steam methods, yeah.
And then after conquering the sort of monkey apparitions, the bars retracted and you retrieved the cube. I believe that is where we left off.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's right.
Excellent. And we have Paul. So, okay, you are currently standing outside of Wongo's tomb. You see the various corridors behind you. You're in the little outer courtyard area, and you see Orvek breathing heavily, going, okay, all right, we made it. How many is that now? 2, maybe?
Yeah. I should note down which ones we have, shouldn't I?
Yep.
I think you've got a handout corresponding to the ones that you have.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Let me see if I find that.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. Puzzle cube handout.
Gilgins.
We've got 2 of them.
That was the one with the floor pattern.
Yeah, which you
With
aced
the
by accident.
Uni rabbit.
Aced
Almost
by
accident.
accident.
I did on the very last step. I got shot by a dart, but it didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
You just manages to dodge it out of the way, I think.
Yeah. And we got Wongo's puzzle cube, which is the best puzzle cube. So I think we're basically done.
Fair enough.
Oh, by the way, as soon as you retrieve the puzzle cube and take it outside of the tomb, you hear da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
You got a puzzle cube.
And Orvek says, What is that noise? Who was making that? Is that you, Cook Music Man? Jex, sorry, I remember your name.
And I turn around, like, pretending not to be making noise, but it was definitely him.
I love that I just forced a decision on your character that I then used a non-player character to confirm.
But then, Jack's just like, no, that must have just been a mysterious magic sound.
Scrabble starts looking around wildly for the source of the sound.
I mean, he was facing you, Scramble, when he played it, facing away from Orvex, so...
Alright, do you like wink as you like turn around to Orvex and then Scrabble plays it up for you? Yeah.
You see Orvex
totally
takes
plays
out a
Where did it jump
small
from?
like sheaf of leather parchment and starts scribbling furiously. I've never heard that noise before. I mean, it's not mentioned in any of the inscriptions. Maybe if I go over my notes, there's something. Just give me a few minutes. And he
Yeah,
just
maybe
runs
this.
down.
Maybe it was something I did to this like zebra mask. Let me try again. And I turn around and I'm like, Orvex is a nerd.
He starts looking around. Okay, zebra, Zagat, Zagarot, and he keeps going through his notes looking for zebra evidence.
And I just start making up lyrics about how he's a nerd as I keep the sounds coming.
Hey, I like this puzzle box.
Interesting development. What would you guys like to do now? You're standing outside of the tomb, flush with victory, presumably.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll tell Orvex. Is anyone in need of a rest? I think we kind of stomped those dudes, didn't we?
I believe you did well. Let me
Yes,
double
I
check.
think I lightning bolted 2 of them, which kind of resulted in me mainly losing a spell slot, but otherwise nothing much happened.
Yeah, I'm looking pretty
Yeah,
good.
I think we're fresh.
I lost
Ulvek
a
says,
bit of
"Yeah,
HP, but
I'm
not
okay.
much.
I'm okay."
Okay, well, let's stop nerding out here. Where's the next one, dudes?
I'll bring you
big
guys to the other map while you discuss.
There are a bunch of corridors behind that tomb, you say?
No. You're standing outside the entrance corridors to the tomb.
Ah, right.
It has like four different entrances.
Right, so we're still on the road on this map, so are we like
On the road.
Technically,
This
you're, I believe, just there-ish.
Cyan
Everybody
gets like a
tell me
2.
your passive perception.
my
passive
perception
perception.
is
Is that written?
Good old
Where
12.
is that written actually?
Just right under your skill box.
Oh,
but
passive
14.
wisdom bracket.
You can
Perception.
also add just 10 to your perception. Like any passive
Okay.
skill is 10 plus your skill modifier.
Well, it's 16 for me.
Okay, so we got a 16, a 12. Anyone?
13.
13, 14. Okay. So
What's
Coming
my-
in clutch once again.
I will
need
say
to check what
scramble.
my
Yours
feat
was the
does.
17, wasn't it?
16.
16. You
Close.
hear just a couple of feet away from your left ear, like a little fluttering, like a little. It sounds like leaves rustling together, but in midair, and then it's gone.
I mean, I slowly. I don't I try to make a big shot of it, but I do try and look out the corner of my eye at the direction it came from.
You see nothing. It was just something you heard.
Okay.
Like you
Alright.
look to it feels like it should be pretty close, but when you look to confirm, you don't see anything.
Scrabble doesn't really think much of it. Weird place. Probably just some wind or something. I'll think about it later.
Cool.
So we went past. Yeah. Okay. Oh, the next one was in the river, wasn't it? He told us about the river one.
How did
The
he
river.
phrase it?
It's
don't
a wet
remember.
boy was his phrase.
He said, "I don't like going. I've not been in that one because it's wet. But man, is there one there?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, so man, oh
Maybe
boy.
something like that."
Do you ask him where the you're looking to ask him where the next shrine is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you broach the subject? He's still going through his papers.
I'm like, Orvex, dude, I was pranking you. You nerd. Got him.
Ah, don't tell him that. Oh, he did get it. There.
Well, I mean, it was good to get a refresher on my notes anyway. That was a very unusual. Okay.
Speaking
don't
of a
think I
refresher
found-
on your notes,
Dude, you're the one who knows the way around.
Oh,
you
yes.
should just do that again. He puts it
Let's get the next block.
He goes up to a nearby wall with a couple of sort of symbols, hieroglyphics on it, and cross-references them with his notes. And he says, yes, I think we're pretty close. Over there, and he points east, is the bazaar. There's, the Red Wizards mentioned
Sounds pretty strange.
that there's that they're gonna have to clear that area out before they can go through it. But I didn't really understand. I was eavesdropping. So maybe we go around it, because the next shrine that I know of is on the other side. So it's east of the bazaar.
We did
Okay,
also
dude.
we did also see an amphitheater from the road.
Oh, yes, the amphitheater. Yes, that's true. I don't think there's a shrine there, but it is a very interesting site that, again, I don't know all of them. We can, of course, look into it.
I mean, we could put on a show. If you guys are looking to rock.
Somehow vote from him.
Yes, I have a great interest in rocks. Do you have any that are basalt or volcanic, perhaps, in nature?
Oh, he asked me that, and he asked for like a volcanic rock, and I just explode into a jam.
Make a performance check.
Deep under.
Okay, your performance is decent, but the rest of your companions start to hear a little bit of like fatigue in your voice, like you need a little bit of lemon and ginger tea kind of thing. You've been pushing those vocal cords.
Yeah, I just pause after like the first chorus. I'll just take a breath. I'm like, "Ooh, just hold on a minute." Then the thing comes out of the mountain.
Hey man, this is great and all, but like, maybe there was like snake people around, so maybe we should keep it a little quieter, you know?
Snake people suck a dick.
Alright, I'm on board again.
So do we go east or west? What do we think?
I would like to go to the amphitheater.
I thought you said west.
Sure, we can go to the amphitheater.
Ah, I'll go wherever.
They're saying they didn't want to see a show, and yet we're going to the amphitheater.
Yeah, the show's coming to them.
I think we're always with the show.
Yeah.
All right.
How late is it getting in the day? We've done 2 cubes today without.
You look up to the sky and it looks about 4:30 p.m.
Okay, we got time for another cube.
What were you
Or
gonna
Unless
an
we
area,
wanted-
at least. We have no idea for cubes here. We're just assuming that there's
I
something.
mean, we
here.
could always camp out at the amphitheater if we want to, and like take in turns telling stories.
That's pretty cool. Well, let's go check out the amphitheater then. People want to do that. Let's go.
Okay.
The amphitheater.
You
All
head
right.
to the amphitheater. Allow me to consult my
This
notes
looks like a
briefly.
pretty good place for some parkour. At least parkour.
What is
Sweet,
parkour?
sweet parkour. Yes, please tell me. I can add it to my notes. What is parkour?
Dude, watch this! And before we go up the stairs, I try and run up the wall and do a backflip. So let me just.
Give me an
Throw some dice
acrobatics
in here.
check. Oh, with a 19, you demonstrate competent parkour. Oh, excellent. All right, I'll draw a diagram. Okay, so as you
And then you run along this
man.
thing and you
I
jump
want
on
to try it too.
you Scramble make a decent attempt, but slip and fall on your shoulder.
Hey, not bad for a first go, right?
Yeah, you feel slightly impressed with your performance. As you walk down the steps off of this raised causeway, a ruined amphitheater looms over the surrounding buildings. Vines cling to its steps, and animal statues line its stands. The muddy ground outside is stripped clean of vegetation, and an eerie silence hangs over the area. No birds, no insects, nothing stirs.
Animal statues as if they were the crowd. Is that
No, they're
lining
more
it down?
arranged in a sort of decorative outer
Okay.
ring around it.
Well, like,
Oh, is
you
that
can
where they
actually
are
see
up on
one?
the top?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. They're sort of
Okay.
decorative things. Also, Scramble notices on the ground enormous clawed footprints in the mud all around the sort of ground of the amphitheater. And Fleeb, you get a flashback to being here once before, but you remember it being traumatic, but you can't quite put the pieces together. It just you get like a cold sweat run down your back.
I presume this footprint is a lot bigger than Froghemoth or Commodore.
You presume correctly. It's like 8 feet wide.
T-Rex sized.
You know, I can't use that voice for every single fucking.
Grumble away!
Yes. I haven't girded my loins enough for this.
Get girding.
Yeah, apparently so. What
Ones out for
I,
all the boys.
I remember this place, but I can't remember what was bad about it. But I don't like it.
Dude, this place is awesome!
I wish I remembered that divination class.
Look, we've already got a crowd!
What?
I point to the animal statues up there.
Do I have any flashbacks about the animal statues apart from splashes of blood appearing on them?
No, you don't have a flashback. Well, actually, let's see. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Sure.
Okay. With a 13, you don't feel particularly traumatized by the statues themselves. Scramble, you also notice that beneath the grandstand in front of you appears to be a maze of little like passageways and rubble-strewn chambers or something that you're unsure of what the purpose of them is.
Hey guys, check this out. The hell is going on here?
So is this underneath the the stone bit of the amphitheater itself? Is that what you're saying?
There seems to be like the ground in front of the amphitheater sort of grandstand has worn and eroded and weathered away, and you see what was presumably just underground before has now been like revealed. Like the basement floor is exposed, a little bit like the Colosseum.
Nice.
Well, are there passages down there?
Yeah, like lots of narrow corridors. It looks like a maze of some collapsed, some uncollapsed, little rooms, narrow passageways, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Sweet.
Does Caesar have anything on his arms, or is it just bare fists?
Bare fist. Why?
Because I want to cast light on you somewhere.
On
Is
my
he-
loincloth.
Yeah, there's only the
obviously.
loincloth, so
On his
it's
stepladder.
so yeah. I'm gonna go with the stepladder. Oh no, the stepladder melted, didn't it?
Only a little bit, right? And then he got a new shiny adamantine.
Yeah, exactly. His stepladder is
Okay.
fine.
Cool. I cast light on the stepladder, and kind of proffer as a girded loins first. Kind of.
Just as you cast light on the stepladder, you hear a thudding. And as you turn around, you see the head of an enormous T-Rex cresting the buildings behind you. And that is when Phlebe gets the full impact of his flashbacks, where his traveling companion was consumed by this truly enormous creature. And I will show you a picture just now. Get ready. It's going to be crazy.
See a picture.
Just brace yourself.
I'm so braced.
Oh, sweet. Wait, this isn't a zombie then. This is just a normal.
This is just a
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Except it's got a horn and feathers. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, golly.
Wait. Actually, I take that back. No one roll initiative, because I need to clear the order first.
I've changed my mind. No combat this week.
Do we all-
I have a question for
Yes.
people at large. Is it metagaming to use the turn order, or like to know when everyone's turn is?
In
I
my-
mean-
half a game, so
In my opinion, no. It's basically like it's just knowing how fast your companions are. Like
Yeah.
if you know that on this occasion Phlebe was the first to react, you can know that he'll be the first to react next time.
Yeah, like the
okay.
mechanics are the implementation of how we fight. So knowing the mechanics is knowing how we fight.
Okay,
Okay,
everybody
cool.
can do
Yeah,
their
I
initiative
just like-
now, and I think we're missing 1, 2.
Oh yeah, I
icons,
haven't dragged
maybe.
myself on, sorry.
I have like an idea. If depending on initiative, I have an idea.
Oh, I've got a great idea. How far away was the froghemoth lair?
Let me have
that
a
is
look.
a long way.
Wait, assume that what's his name? Caesar is running at top speed.
It is a considerable distance. I would say something like 1,000 feet.
But okay, we could get there within an hour.
1,000 feet isn't
Yeah.
actually that far.
Yeah, something.
This
It's
T-Rex
like
as well.
300 meters.
Yeah,
Is it faster than
1,000
me?
feet is not that difficult to run in.
That's
Yeah,
300 meters.
That's my best.
I mean,
estimate.
to be honest, if it's
Okay.
less than 4 miles, then we're probably comfortably fine.
Okay,
What?
descending order.
I want to know what this planet is.
Has everybody gone into the turn
Just
order
over.
correctly?
I believe
Yes.
so.
Okay, cool.
Oh
Excellent.
wait, did I? No, sorry, I have not because I rolled a 1, which I can't do.
Huh? Well,
Boom.
you can't do once.
I can't do, yeah. I can't do 20 times as.
Okay, I'll say Scramble was in the front here because he's the one that noticed the little like things underneath here that I'll give you an idea of just now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Basically, it's like a series of weird twisting tunnels and stuff.
That
And
leads
they're-
under the stands.
So it's like the earth has like broken up, and you can start seeing what was previously underground. Yeah.
And we're big enough to squeeze in some of these gaps.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Okay. Well, some yes, some no. Fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
Professor
Some is
Phlebe,
all I need.
you are the first to react with cold sweat and terror gripping you. What do you do?
I immediately try to banish it.
Okay, so what does it have to do?
I believe it is a charisma check over my DC, I think.
Okay, so what's your DC?
14.
14. Okay, this is a big roll, guys. You ready?
I just need to.
So
It doesn't
just
say,
before,
it actually doesn't say anything about it, the DC. It just says
You do-
it's in your spell.
It'll be your
Yeah,
spell
More
save DC,
character,
I
so if you
don't
scroll up on your thing, it should say your spell save DC.
And if he meets 14, that means he resists it because he meets the difficulty requirement.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay,
Yes.
here we go. Oh, with an 8, he instantly vanishes with a small boop from
Right, we got-
sight.
Right, we've got 60 seconds.
You see this
So the other
enormous
temple on the east
creature.
side of town.
Yeah, I
So-
turn around and just see it dude, what the hell was that?
Yeah, that is a big T-Rex that has no problem with eating people.
Oh, hell yeah!
Orvex
Yeah,
says,
hell no.
okay, let's run. Why aren't we running?
Wait, no. Wait! I have an idea!
What?
Not running because talking is a free action.
And then
What should I
I'd be
do?
like, Caesar, you run fast! If I turn this thing into a little piggy or a sloth or something, we can run it over to the place with those clay dudes, throw it in there, and then it'll fight them.
Will it? Sure, I'm on board. Let's do it.
I'm gonna
Right, okay, so you're
be
trying to turn it
somewhere
into...
else.
Right, so you're gonna... Okay, I'm taking cover... I liked Ed's okay, don't add the B. Scramble's idea of, or at least the idea that there's crevices to the left we might be able to hide in. You're gonna cast Polymorph. Is that what you're gonna do?
Hell yeah!
Okay, so you're going to cast Polymorph, and then we've got to sprint to the place where there was the clay people.
Is that the closer one?
They're both pretty much in line with each other.
Yeah. I mean, it's polymorph lasts an hour, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
As long as it fails its save.
Okay. Well, I'm perfectly happy throwing it at the Froghemoth. That's kind of funny.
Well, if we think about this. If we throw it into that room with those clay dudes, it might not even be able to get out.
Okay, about
Good point.
15, 20 seconds has gone by.
Okay, fine, Clay. I agree with Clay.
So the plan is I guess we're gonna get into the.
Can you
crevices.
physically change the size? Can you literally turn something into a smaller object with Polymorph?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. It's just you can only turn into another large object. Great.
It can't be stronger than the target. It can only be weaker.
Okay, understood.
How can you turn yourself into a bear then?
Lower CR.
Ah,
That's what I mean by stronger.
cool.
Okay, so what do you guys do? You just simply wait
So
until
we're
it comes
gonna
back?
get into the crevices so that if this fails, we're not out in the open ready to be eaten by it.
Yeah,
As
I
close
like
as
that
possible.
aspect of this plan.
Maybe clawed by it, but nonetheless.
And
Okay.
then when it pops back in, I'm gonna have a polymorph readied. Just
We'll
I
leave
guess-
Orvex there as
I
bait.
guess Fleeb can Orvex is coming with us. Fleeb can
Damn.
Fleeb can ready to end the is banishment. Can you end banishment at will?
I can end banishment early.
Okay, yeah. If he readies it to do it just after the T-Rex's time, then we all get basically time to act if something goes wrong.
Okay,
What?
cool.
If you basically ready an action to end banishment after the T-Rex's turn.
The T-Rex currently doesn't. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay, I kind of fight. Yeah, okay, fine. I wait for the equivalent turn order thing.
Yeah, and I ready polymorph as well.
then I lose banishment.
Okay,
Yeah, and I
so
ready polymorph to cast just before my turn.
as you release the banishment spell, you see a very confused, enormous feathered T-Rex with a horn on its head reappear and look around in a sort of puzzled manner, and it is going to make a... Oh, actually, no, it's not
We're
its
gonna
turn.
shout for it.
So
We're gonna
you...
rattle it.
So it's Jex's turn then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what does
Yeah,
Jex
so
want
I
to do?
cast polymorph. Ready
Okay.
polymorph.
So what save does it
so
need to make?
It has to make a wisdom save, DC 14.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and turn it into, I think a sea turtle. It would be funny.
Okay. So it
Make
has
sure it's
to...
something that Caesar can carry.
Something
wisdom-
Yeah, not a huge sea turtle.
Not
Just
too heavy.
It's a wisdom saving throw against DC of 14.
yeah. So I'm like,
Okay,
binkity
so-
turtle, turn into a turtle.
You see this polymorph spell start to take hold, and you watch its edges of the creature start to mold and change because it failed with an 8. But then its eyes turn like a black-brown color, and then it reforms, resisting the spell with a legendary resistance.
Oh no!
Is that the end of your turn? Would you like to run, hide, shoot yourself?
I mean,
anything?
I'm currently inside. So that was a readied action, so I guess.
You
Oh,
cram
so it
yourself
just moves
further
on
into a
then.
wall.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll move in and just try and hide.
Okay, you can make a stealth check.
Oh, I'm not good at those. Disadvantage. Stealth.
Disadvantage.
Okay.
17.
With a 17, you feel hidden on a medium level. Next up
I always
is...
get disadvantage on stealth because of my armor.
Ah,
Fair
gotcha.
enough.
Next up is Scramble Food Snatcher.
I mean, the strat is to hide.
Okay, so you're attempting to hide?
Sure. We should have probably done this during our ready.
Oh god, are we actually hiding at this point?
Okay, with a 15,
Wanna
you
fight
feel medium hidden.
Okay, it's a fair point. Do we want to fight it now that we know this doesn't work? Yep. Okay.
I mean-
Cool. Yep. Sure. Fine. I try and hide too. Yeah. Sure.
I'm like, dude, I did not fuck up that spell. That thing's
Like-
got some magic on it.
I can hide as a bonus action, so I could ready an attack if it decides to attack someone.
let's
Okay.
try this. This ain't my strong point.
You can hold an attack. Is that the end of
Oh,
your turn,
did too
Scramble?
badly.
Yeah, that's all I got though. I'll ready an attack if it comes over here and starts attacking someone.
Okay, so Fleeb is going to use his turn to hide with a 16 stealth. You feel medium hidden.
It's in
Is
the
there-
smell.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
Cower.
Okay, you
Maybe
cower,
gibber a slight bit.
okay.
Bonus action cower.
You cower successfully. Caesar Chameleon, what would you like to do?
Is my ladder currently?
Oh yeah. Okay.
big
Sorry.
light source?
Dispel that. Dispel that.
I will
Can you
say,
turn it off?
I will say, because you used your action to hide, the light is not dispelled.
Oh no.
So Caesar, what would you like to do with your turn?
Like, okay, I need to know where I am in the ruins of this thing. Is there,
Just
is
lie
there
on
a
your
corridor
lap.
behind me, or
There are a series of corridors sort of around you, some of which are blocked up with rubble. It's not a great place to hide because some of the places are good to hide in,
Yeah.
but it's all kind of broken and crumbling down, so you don't know how strong it would be.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit of a gamble. What would you like to do?
so Caesar, knowing that he's got this bright light source on him, needs to get further into these ruins. So he'll move further back in.
Okay, make a, let's say, a stealth check with disadvantage. Because of your enormous bright light ladder. Oh, goodness me. Okay, with an 8, you sort of use the ladder as a barrier between you and the outside world, hoping that will, like, block off its vision. But obviously, it's casting a strong light, so that's not a hugely clever plan. Sorry, I forgot to roll for Orvex. Let's put him in the order. Okay, cool. Descending order, where are we up to? Caesar. Orvex is next. That works. Is that the end of your turn, Caesar?
I think it is, yeah.
Cool. Orvex is going to go, okay, Caesar, that's very bright. And you see Orvex try to take off his jacket and hang it over the top of your step ladder, and he sort of partially obscures it, but it's not perfect. And then he is going to try to just skulk quietly and make a stealth check. So he's going to do, with a 5, he basically is hiding immediately beside you with light sort of spilling out onto his face. And he goes, no one do anything. And that's the end of Orvex's turn.
He puts his jacket over the ladder and then also puts himself under the jacket, but only half under it, so the light's still spilling out sideways.
Yeah, he's not very good at this.
Caesar would have tried to do that, but he doesn't wear any clothes. So.
Doesn't believe in clothes.
No.
Okay, so next up is the king of being a badass feathery T-Rex, and you hear it go, and it is going to try to look around. So it's going to use some of its movement, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So it basically last saw you here. So it's going to go to where it last saw you, and it's going to make a perception check with advantage, again, because of this enormous light. Okay. Oh, with a 19, it successfully spots Caesar and Orvex, and is going to use the rest of its movement. Use an action to dash and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And you see its enormous clawed feet sort of curling over the edge of this, sort of like where the ground has become an escarpment and is starting to like weather away into these tunnels. And we are going to do a check to see whether the escarpment is going to hold this thing's weight, because it is a very weak part of the the ground, so it might collapse underneath it. So I'm going to roll a D100, and basically anything less than like 25 or less, and that ground is going to break. Oh, with a 9!
No.
The ground immediately crumbles, bringing it down halfway. Like its torso and chest region are kind of in line with Orvex and Caesar, and it is going to take fall damage. It's only about like, actually no, how far would that be? No, it's more than that. It's like 20 feet. Okay, so it only takes 3 fall damage, so it barely notices. And that is the end of its turn. Next up is Jex. You've just seen an enormous T-Rex like find your friends, collapse under the ground underneath it, collapse under its weight, and it looks to be perturbed.
Okay, so I'm gonna lean out, and I've got a sack with a beehive in it.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
I'm gonna start like slinging that around and try and throw it close to the big T-Rex and maybe catch its attention with the sack of bees.
Okay. So I'll say make a dexterity check to see how accurately you throw it. Or it can be athletics if you want to throw with muscle.
Oh yeah, my athletics, thanks to Jack of all trades, is 1 better.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. So you throw this sack of bees aiming for the T-Rex, but you hadn't been paying close enough attention, and you threw it out to where he used to be standing, which was roughly here. So there's an enormous beehive just filled with angry bees just buzzing around this location. So if anyone goes there, they're going to be in all kinds of trouble. Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
Was that an action?
I'll say this is interacting with an object, so I'll say you can still have an action because it was hilarious.
Okay. I'm going to cast Minor Illusion.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if I can make the beehive roar like this thing.
Okay. Yeah, you can create a noise. All right.
See
so
if I can hide the beehive to hide my horrible.
I mean, make this dinosaur think that the beehive is like threatening it.
Oh, okay. So by virtue of its volume, or by virtue of it being a similar species to the T-Rex? Which one?
Yeah, just a loud roar sound that's similar.
In that case, I'll say your spell can absolutely do that, but give me an Arcana roll to see how well it does it.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a difficult...
Meow. Meow.
So you see... Yeah, oh my gosh. Like, I would have allowed so many rolls then. Okay, so you see the noise that the beehive makes, because you can cast it on a 5-foot square. It makes like just a loud meowing sort of wow sound, and the T-Rex turns towards it quizzically before like looking back at his situation and the enormous light. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Then it is Scrammle's turn.
That's what, Jax. So you said there's like passageways behind us?
Yeah, like a series of rat's nest passages.
Right, so it's possible that we might be able to get deeper into this thing, and maybe there's another way out, is what I'm thinking.
You can certainly try.
I think I'm gonna start looking for that. I'm gonna, I'm not planning on abandoning you guys, I just want to get this search started, because I don't think we can take this thing in a fight, at least that's Scramble's opinion.
Okay,
so killing someone else, Eddie.
Sorry?
You definitely are going to try and leave us.
No, I'm not going to abandon you. I'll at least show you the way.
Ah, okay.
As he runs down it.
Go this way.
You're basically searching for passages that might lead out of this underground network, right?
Yeah.
Okay, make a survival check for me.
One of my favorites. Where it is right down the bottom.
Okay.
That's pretty average.
With a 10, you mostly find like tunnels that have rubble collapsing and blocking them, and you get the sense that you haven't found the entrance. If there is one, this was most likely used to store like items or wild animals for the entertainment of the amphitheater. So you haven't yet uncovered its mysteries. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Probably not. What can I do? Bonus action hide.
Okay,
If
go
I'm
for
not
it.
already hidden deep in
Give me
this
a-
complex.
Yeah, give me a stealth check. Okay, wow. With a
Alright.
29, you fade into the shadowy walls of this complex. All right, next up is Professor Fleeb. What would Fleeb like to do?
Fleeb realizes that like his bodyguard is currently in trouble, and in the grand scheme of things, he's only getting out of this jungle without his bodyguard. So, and there's a certain amount of vengeance and power and madness, and in pure blind rage, all his hat completely flies off his head due to the static electricity as he casts lightning bolt.
Nice. Okay.
So I need to roll 8d6. Here we go. / roll 8d6. Have I done this right?
That looks
There we
pretty
go.
good. Okay, so he's got a dexterity throw 14 or better.
Mhm.
Oh, with a 7, he does not succeed. Okay, so that means he takes 29 lightning damage as you see this huge bolt of fear-charged lightning streak out from Fleeb's hands and start to envelop this creature in crackling energy for a split second as its muscles
hang on.
convulse as a result. Is that the end of Fleeb's turn?
I think so. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, the damage increases by 1d6 for each slot above 3rd. Okay, yeah, cool, that's fine. Understood. I just didn't understand the wording. Yeah, that is my. I can't bonus action anything else. So yes, that's my turn.
You hear the creature go in discomfort. That is the end of Fleeb's turn. Now it is Caesar Chameleon's turn. You are basically face to navel with an enormous T-Rex.
Punch it, Cherie.
T-Rexes don't have navel.
So this is what he's going to do. So, can Caesar fit underneath his legs?
Under what's legs?
The Rex's
Oh,
legs.
quite very comfortably.
Isn't it like 20 feet below you though now? It's like...
Are we
No.
on the ground level, or
You
is
guys,
it on the
you guys are on
with
the
us?
same level. The little passages that you're in are like 20 feet high. They're like really big passages.
Ah, okay.
You were able to climb down easily because the rubble is kind of sloping in a way that means it's just like a rock climb to get down. Whereas it fell 20 feet because the ground gave way.
Ah, gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay. So when you say face to navel, if I look up, I see its navel.
Sorry, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to create like a dramatic situation, and I'm bending
No, you just made it
the
more dramatic
mathematics.
by making me make sure that it's massive, but it is.
It very much is.
So,
I mean, it's a 3x3 square, dude.
oh my god. So behind me, there's no like. I'm in a cave, so I can't see at the moment.
Do you have dark vision?
dark.
You're a dwarf. You have dark vision. You
No,
can
I've still got the
see-
light. I've still got the flipping.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you've got light in a 30-foot radius around you. Well, it's partially obscured by Orvex's jacket. Let's say 18-foot radius.
Right, and are we all spread out in this Colosseum for a reason, or are we all in the same cave?
I'll say you all just... Actually, no, you would have had plenty of time.
Okay.
So the way that you're arranged is according to your hiding spots. If you want to have been closer, then that's fine.
Are they
Yeah.
connected? Is it like...
Yeah.
Some
'Cause-
passages are connected, some are dead ends, some
I
are
think
just...
we might have been in like 2 groups, probably. Makes sense.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think if I know that Scrammle's trying to find an exit, I would go and help him with the light ladder. But if I'm not in the same sort of tunnels as he is, I'd go and attack the T-Rex
It also-
because I'm stuck.
Did Scramble say anything about his intentions when he left?
I
No,
assumed
he
that we
didn't.
were separated, and so I just ducked into the
Yeah,
tunnel nearest
okay.
me. But in my brain, I assumed that Scramble was separate from everybody else.
All right, so time for Caesar to not be a wuss anymore, and he's gonna go fight it.
Holy moly. Okay, so how does this happen?
So what Caesar wants to do is try and climb up its leg and onto its back,
Okay.
and then start pummeling it.
Okay, well, you're definitely close enough. So this is going to be an athletics check, and a hefty one.
Okay.
To climb the scaly skin.
On.
Can you just jump up onto it with Step of the Wind? If you want
Well,
to.
Step of the Wind just increases your movement speed, doesn't it?
And your jump range.
Oh,
Double
that's true.
jump as well.
Um,
No, I think I'd climb on it. If I'm on it, if I'm underneath it, I wouldn't jump. I'd climb on it.
Okay, so you manage to run up to it, and you start climbing the back of its leg. It starts like shaking its leg a little in response, but you manage to hold on. But you're only about like, you only make it like 5 or 10 feet. Like basically, it's Achilles' heel level with a 12. You haven't quite got to the back, as it were.
That's massive. Okay. And
Cool.
then I don't know whether I want to piss it off yet by attacking it, because if I manage to get onto its back, it's gonna have a real hard time of like getting me with its massive teeth or claws. So I'm gonna use my attack action as another movement to try and get further up its back.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, so if that's the case, I will say, yeah, give me another athletics check to see how far you make it, because this is like climbing, so it's not quite the same as just walking. Oh yeah, with an 18, you managed to get up to the base of its tail, I will say. So you're starting to like curl around the base of its tail.
Cool, and I'm gonna hold on for dear life.
Yes, good luck with that. Is that the end of Caesar's turn?
It is.
Okay, Orvex is going to look aghast at Caesar's actions and turn to where Scramble used to be and say, "Are you seeing what he's doing? Where did he go?" And then with Scrammle's 29 stealth, he just doesn't see you at all and goes, "Okay, Orvex is on his own. What's he gonna do?" And he is going to tentatively walk up, inspired by what Caesar was doing, and sort of get a little bit closer and get a little bit of an angle on the creature and try to shoot it with his tiny little crossbow.
Just wink.
And he is going to do this kind of a job. Oh, okay. So with a 14, let's have a look. Oh, he hits. Goodness gracious. And it's going to be a sneak attack because he's engaged. So that mees it's 7 plus, what is it?
This dinosaur's engaged. Congratulations.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, exactly. Roll 2d6. And also, I suppose, no, not really hidden, just engaged with Caesar. 2d6.
Oh, Caesar, you're engaged as well?
16 piercing damage.
We've only just met, but it's such a
charmer.
yeah.
Okay, so you see the creature takes this tiny bolt in Achilles' heel again, because that's where Orvex was aiming, and it lets out a sort of... And that is the end of Orvex's turn.
Classic dinosaur noise.
Technically, I can make up any noise because we don't have extant records of their noises.
He's got a point. I'll shut up.
Next up is the T-Rex. So the T-Rex is seeing that it's kind of like it'd be a bit of a squeeze for it to get fully under there. It's going to try and lean down, and you see it's crouching, and its eyes are level with roughly where Orvex is, because he wasn't particularly successfully hidden. I'm going to put you there, by the way.
Crouching T-Rex, hidden halfling.
And what did you roll? Actually, no, it rolled like a 19 or something on its perception, I think. What did it roll?
19.
Yeah, it got a 19.
It saw everyone apart.
Find Caesar.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'll say it's going to aim for Orvex, and it is going to... You see it sort of like close its mouth, and its throat starts to undulate a little bit. And it releases a swarm of what you presume to be wasps. And yeah, it's sort of like they appeared magically out of this creature's maw, the most popular D&D word of all time. Okay, cool. So they are going to go directly after the T-Rex. Don't let me forget that. Okay,
I do
cool. So
love
that
just the word "what" as a reaction.
you like the
No
word
wonder
"what"
the
as a
T-Rex is
reaction.
grouchy. It's just
Utter chaos, and Jake's just there like, "What?"
Okay, and then it is going to use its movement to try to, like, actually, no, I'll say it's gonna. No, I'll say that's its turn. Next up is this swarm of wasps. Okay, so it is going to try to bite Orvex. Okay, with an 8, they don't manage to penetrate the leathery sort of armor
He's
of
just
Orvex.
flapping with his arms.
And you
I like
hear
the name of that
Orvex
move.
go,
Fight, swarm, swarm.
"Get them away! Get them away! Get them away!" And that means it is Jex's turn.
Okay, so I pop out and I start strumming. Down, 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 down. Caesar and his good friends Jex came across a freaking Rex. The beast spat out a hive of bees. Its breath stunk like a rotten cheese. But the king of all the dinosaurs ended up feeling quite sore. And then he keeps playing. And he's gonna vicious mockery
Mm-hmm.
the dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna inspire Caesar, and he's gonna, with a hand, just flip one of the insect repellent. Oh no, yeah. He's gonna throw an insect repellent over towards Orvex.
Okay, cool. So what
Well,
sort
I
of
think
thing
they're
does it have to
wasps,
do?
actually.
What does it have to do for vicious mockery
So it has to make a wisdom save.
against 14?
Yes.
Doesn't it have to also be able to understand you?
Nope. It just has to be able to hear me.
Oh,
Okay, so
interesting.
with a 9, it feels mocked, and you look at its head turn down and look aghast and almost ashamed of itself.
So it takes
Why, but I'm so
4 damage
4
and has
psychic damage.
disadvantage on its next attack.
Cool. So
And
I will...
Caesar, you are inspired. Remember
Nice.
that lets you do all of these things.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn? And you are inspired. And the insect repellent, I will say, yeah, you see the swarm of wasps look upset by that occurrence, and we'll see what they do as a result of that on their turn. Don't let me forget that
Sweet.
happened.
I'll knock one of those off of my sheet.
Sweet. Next
I'll
up
also
is...
knock off a sack of bees. Goodbye, bees.
Goodbye, bees. The bees are looking like they're doing exactly what you'd hoped, just over here. Scramble, your turn.
Hang on, where's my buttons? Orvex just has like an arrow fly past his face. Because I'm stealth, I believe I roll with advantage. I think that's how that works.
Yeah, if
Okay,
you're hidden
gotcha.
from it, yeah.
I'm hidden from it.
Yeah, you're hidden from it, so with advantage you're going to shoot an arrow and you hit, roll damage.
Bop.
Oh, 20
That's one of
piercing
the first
damage.
times that did more than the...
As you see the arrow take this creature between its scaly kneecaps, and it lets out a mighty bellow and starts to look like it is reassessing its situation.
I emerge from the shadows in order to tell Orvex, "Nerd, find an exit," as I like gesture back to the tunnels. And
You
then
see
I'm going
Orvex
to
say,
use...
"What? Who?"
And then I'm going to use my cunning action to hide.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Oh, oh no, I clicked normal again.
Oh no.
Well, even with a nat
natural
1.
You don't feel... roll a d20 to see how bad the hide is.
Roll a d20. It's an 11. Oh,
Okay.
15.
With a 15, you basically hide behind Orvex, making it sort of like if he gets attacked, you would probably also get attacked. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I did tell him to go and find well, I told Nerd to go.
Yeah, like you
Hopefully
hide
he
behind him
understood.
and then he follows your instruction and walks away.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
Cool. Is that the end of Scrummle's
Yeah,
turn?
that's all I've got.
Professor Fleeb.
You go and like kneel behind him and you're like, dude, go do this other thing. And you're hiding behind him. And you just don't
Wanders away and I'm like, shit.
What would Fleeb like to do? Is he with us?
Fleeb is still in
He's a Pokemon
wild.
now.
It's still Fleeb.
Cast spider climb on the T-Rex.
I actually could. That probably
Could do
isn't how
that.
spider climb works. Actually, in the sense of I don't think spider climb enables you to hold onto people better.
Yeah. Rule of cool.
What do you mean?
It's a rule of cool, but nonetheless, Fleeb is currently in blind panic and rage mode and scared, so he's going to use his other lightning bolt.
Go for it. Okay.
That he has
Lightning
available.
bolts in one encounter?
Yeah, I am now out of lightning bolts.
So
Yeah,
he
it wouldn't-
makes his dexterity save. Go on.
Oh, he makes the dexterity save. What a bastard. Okay, so slash roll 8d6. Boom.
Okay.
Oh,
so-
what do you know?
Exactly the same as the last one.
Wait
Yep.
a minute, those are the same dice.
Okay, so you
Oh,
see
some
the lightning bolt
similarities.
come out of Fleep's hands with a little bit less conviction than before, and the T-Rex is able to dodge out of the way, and it takes it in one of its tiny little prehensile arms and looks miffed. Is that the end of Fleep's turn, or is he like to do something else?
That is the end of Fleeb's turn.
Sees a chameleon at the base of the tail. What would you like to do?
This is what Caesar Chameleon would like to do. He'd like to try and run up the back of this T-Rex to the back of its head,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully, if I've got it on my in an adventures pack, tie some rope around its horn
Mm-hmm.
and try and
Into a
tame this big boy.
Okay, this is going to be hilarious. Give me an athletics check firstly to see how far you climb. Because it's not an easy climb. You basically just got to use your strength to squeeze against the parts of it, because there's no real handholds. Okay, yeah, with an 18, I'll say you make it up to the back of its head. I'll say, yeah, let's put you on top of the cranium. Let's see what happens next. You're going to then try and rope the horn, right?
Rope the horn, yep.
I'll say you've got rope. This is going to be hilarious. All right, now
There's only the loincloth remaining, so...
Well, if that's the case, it's coming off.
You're basically trying to overwhelm its independence with your force of strength, right? You're trying to like out muscle it and say, go over here. Is that what you're hoping for?
Yeah, leave my friends alone.
Okay, what this is going to be is a contested strength check, because that is what you're using here. You can use
Yes.
strength, you can use athletics. I advise you to use whatever is better, and we are going to see what happens here. Okay?
Okay, here we go with athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Try to outstrength the T-Rex.
Oh, wow, with a
Come
24.
on!
I mean, guys, this is...
See what the T-Rex does.
Oh, gosh, this is
But
going to
remember,
be
you have
so
Bardic.
impressive.
If you need the Bardic, you can get even higher.
Here we
Need
go.
to-
Should I just
Bardic
use the
before
Bardic Inspiration?
Oh, with a
Come on.
16, you are currently, and I say currently because I mean, I don't know how long you can keep this up for, but you are currently in control of its head. Congratulations, you have
I
outmuscled
wasn't expecting that.
outmuscled a huge T-Rex with rope and around its horn. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Nothing but rope
With that,
and a
can I try
loincloth.
and tug its head away from the opening of the amphitheater?
Totally. You pull on it, and it causes its head to like raise up and back and away from the underground section and up into the air, and it's like a strained, like a horse bucking kind of motion.
Caesar, at the top of his voice, yells,
Yeehaw! Is that what that was?
Yeah, sorry, did
This
it
is-
cut out?
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
basically the pose like Lone Ranger would do just before the commercials. Cool. Is that the end of Caesar's turn, I presume?
Yes.
Okay, Orvex is gonna make a perception check to see if he saw that shenanigans. What's the perception? No, with a 9, he's like, "Oh, I do hope that brave Caesar is doing okay. How can I help? How can I help?" And he's gonna try to, what? Wasps! He'd forgotten about the wasps, and he's gonna try to attack them with his short sword, and he flails wildly amongst them. And with a 9, I don't know if that's gonna work.
Is he lighting the incense?
Oh yeah, we haven't had the effects of the incense yet because I'm kind of waiting to do it on the insect's turn.
Okay, cool.
But he notices that the smoke coming out of the insect repellent is starting to cause them to shy away. So his sword isn't helping, but he takes heart from that, and he is going to whisper to Jax, "Thank you, whoever threw that. I'm gonna stay very still. That's how wasps work, right?"
Find the exit.
Oh, the exit. I can't move. There are wasps here. Who said that?
I'm right behind you.
Turns around and just sees very clearly Scramble just standing there trying to match his poses, like mirroring.
Permanently standing behind him as he turns around.
Just giving him the stink eye.
I'll say Orvex is too scared to turn around. He's staring like two different forms of death in the face in front of him, so he's just going to try to judge
He
from the
doesn't
audio.
want to stare a third, am I right?
Okay, next up is the T-Rex. Okay, so the T-Rex is going to... Goodness gracious. Firstly, we're going to roll to see if it gets one of its things back. Okay, with a 4, it does not.
Wait,
This
is
is
bees
tricky.
a breath weapon?
Let's find out what it's going to do.
Bees dragon?
I want to snip that. Is bees a breath weapon?
What does he do? Okay, I'll say that he's going to try to use his tail to try to attack the creature currently, like, taking control of his horn. He's going to try to get you to lose your incredibly muscular grip. All right, so what's your AC again, Caesar?
15.
Okay, a 20 hits you as this enormous...
Can I
Yeah, go on.
use Bardic Inspiration?
I think that works on AC, right?
As long,
Yeah.
yeah, he can use a reaction thanks to my college.
Go for it.
But it adds a D8, so if
Like
Is
a
it
fire
a
roll.
D8?
yeah, so depending on what you need to roll.
Oh! That was huge. Okay, so with the memory of that enormous like song solo rock and roll session, you suddenly realize no, and you hold out your hand and just palm block the tail as it's coming towards you, and you feel it like reverberate
Whoa,
through your
boy,
skeleton.
whoa.
Awesome. And then it is going to try to... what is it going to try and do now? I will say it is going to try to move in a panicked manner. It is just going to try and like run over here. It's behaving in an irrational, animalistic way. Oh, actually, it should have had disadvantage on that attack anyway. So...
Oh yeah, that's true.
so that means... I mean, it doesn't really matter because it ended up missing, but... Yeah,
As long
okay.
as, yeah.
That
What is your
attack
AC?
was a 29. Okay, so does that... Let's say you didn't have to... Yeah, you would have had to use your inspiration anyway, because even with disadvantage, it would have hit. That makes sense, right? Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. What's
Next
your
up.
AC normally? Is it?
15.
Yeah, fair. So the die
Sweet.
was like great. Yeah, cool.
Perfect. Clutch. Next up is, as this thing is just being held by Caesar with this rope on its horn, just like running up and down in a pacing fashion, trying to solve its situation. Jax's turn.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna run out. I'm not gonna get right next to it actually. But I'm gonna look at the bees and I'm gonna look at this T-Rex.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to do the bees. The bees,
yeah.
during their turn, are going to try to flee from the, whatchamacallit. You know what it's called.
Incense.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So 5, 10...
This incense is
20.
great. I'm so glad we found it.
Yeah. It was just like a random boon that you discovered in the depths of the jungle. And they are going to fly over there because they don't want to be around the incense. Now it is Jax's turn.
Okay. I hope I'm not starting to sound the same, but hey T-Rex, get some damn bane!
You're going to bane it? Don't you have to
I'm gonna
touch it for
bane
that?
No, it's 30 feet range.
Okay, sweet. Awesome. So
So
it has to do
it has
something?
to make a charisma save.
Ooh, against
And I might as well
14.
cast it on the bees as well in case they come back. It's up to 3
As,
targets.
as it's flying off.
I think they're just outside of your range, unless you move 5 feet closer to them.
Yeah, I'll go 5 feet closer
Sweet.
just to include.
Okay, so you can cast it on 2 targets, right?
Yeah, up to 3 targets.
Okay, so with the 17, he succeeds, so he takes like half or something?
Nope, it doesn't do anything to him.
Okay, and the
But
other
the bees are baned.
Okay, how does that work?
Whenever they make an attack roll or saving throw for the next minute of concentration, they subtract a d4 from it.
Nice. Cool. They are successfully baned as you see these little brown globules of musical notes form in the air around the wasps and start clinging to them, weighing them down.
Unfortunately, this T-Rex is not Bane, so I'm just gonna shout to Caesar like, "Keep it up, Caesar!
And is that
Don't
just
get eaten by bees!"
regular encouragement or inspiration
Yeah,
encouragement?
inspiration.
Okay, you're
I gotta
inspired.
keep
Let me...
giving inspiration to the guy on the T-Rex's mouth.
Yeah, that
Seems
feels like a
reasonable.
situation.
Caesar
I'm gonna-
tips his invisible cowboy hat down at you, going, "Thanks, partner."
He says calmly, "Thanks, partner."
Nice.
And
Like,
then proceeds to keep screaming.
Thanks, partner.
that little yellow dot is going to be your inspiration, Caesar.
All right.
Scrammle's turn.
All right. Well, I'm not hidden, but I'm still going to attack this.
Okay.
What else? 17.
I believe with a 17,
All right.
that hits. Roll damage.
And Caesar's still within 5 feet of it, so I still get my.
Oh, he's very much engaged with Caesar, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I was hoping.
Okay, so that's a Bane.
Ooh, goodness me. That is 28
8,
piercing
28.
damage. Very
Bip, bip.
substantial. As you see the creature take another bolt in just under its arm, sort of in the ribcage area, and it grumbles in an almost like talking sort of way.
Yeah. Then I shout at Vex, "Nerd, find the exit!" And then cunning action hide. And
Oh, okay. The wasps are gone. I'll try. Mysterious voice. And you're going to try and hide. With a 22, you feel very hidden.
yeah,
All right.
that's all I got.
Next up is Professor Fleeb.
Realizing that he's expended all of the amount of static energy he gained from his rubber balloon, his eyes catch on fire and he begins firing scorching rays everywhere.
Nice.
Your arcane balloon pops, and you won't get a new one until you take a rest.
Yeah, okay, so...
You hit with a 14.
What did I... yeah, okay, so I hit with a 14, and now I need
This thing is
to...
very big.
You roll for each ray, right?
Yeah, I do. It is...
I really like the idea that you just have normal balloons, but you only have enough energy to like blow one up per long rest.
Make a range for each ray. How many rays do I get? 3 rays. Cool. So it's 2 d6s 3 times.
Each ray attacks as well.
Oh right. Okay. Right. Let me just do the attacks 3 times first.
Ooh, natural 1. Okay, so only the first one hits, unfortunately.
Yeah. Whoopsie.
Make a d20 roll. I just want to see how bad the natural 1 is. Something funny might happen.
Sure. /roll. 1d20.
Okay, with a
16.
16, one beam comes out of your finger with fiery conviction, and the other 2 sort of bounce around the room around you in a sort of watch out for the flying bullet kind of way, and you duck quickly to get out of the way. Now roll damage.
I love the idea that like it just came out of the wrong finger.
Yeah.
It's like,
ring
damn it.
finger.
You pointed 3 fingers at this T-Rex with your pinky pointing back at you, and
Oh,
index
shit.
finger, middle finger, pinky. Ah!
Okay, so 9, is that fire damage?
That is 9 fire damage.
Okay, you see like a black scorch mark appear about the size of your palm on this thing's chest, and it looks unpleasant. Is that the end of Fleep's turn?
That is indeed the end of Fleep's turn.
Okay, and you're also slowly starting to master yourself with the memories of your companion receding to the back of your mind as you realize survival is probably more important than him right now.
I've completely forgotten his particular plight for the desperation of needing to deal with my own.
Exactly. That is Caesar's turn.
Caesar, holding very strongly onto the 2 pieces of rope that he has around this horn, gonna start kicking this T-Rex in the face.
Okay. You're going to make an unarmed strike.
They're unarmed strikes.
Okay, go
with
for
my
it.
feet instead. Limb.
Yep, that hits. Oh, 7 bludgeoning damage. You get one right in the T-Rex's eyebrow.
Yep. So then I'm gonna do a flurry of blows. 2 more.
Don't you get 2 attacks like normally?
He does.
I do, but I want to use open hand techniques
Got
as
it.
early
So-
as possible.
8
Yeah,
misses.
then he might be giving it if he gets a if he gets a flurry of blows hit in, then he might knock it prone and get advantage on the next double attack.
Yeah.
Got it. So -5. That one connects with a 20 for 5 bludgeoning damage.
Cool. So then I've hit with a flurry of blows, so I can. Maybe I should try and get it to. Yeah, it needs to save on a DC throw of 14, or it falls prone.
What kind of a check?
Dex saving.
Okay, a dex saving throw. Okay, it succeeds with a 15.
Okay.
And-
Then I have
Go on.
another attack.
You do. These kicks to the eyebrow are really causing this thing to wince in discomfort. Okay, with a 12, unfortunately, this kick goes awry and hits the more strong forehead part of the T-Rex that you're sitting on. Awesome. Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
No, that's good.
Okay, next up is Orvex. So Orvex is going to do a survival check to see if he can finally take the advice of this unseen person insulting him and asking him to find an exit. So I think that's a wisdom survival. Okay, with a 13, Orvex stumbles around a little bit looking for an exit, but does not seem to be having much luck at this point. Because I think, yeah, that's just not cutting it, basically. But he manages to get further away from the wasps, because that's one of his primary concerns. And then he whispers, just as he's leaving the location that he was abused in, he says, all right, I'll look. How will I know? Who should I tell when I find the exit?
Me, you idiot.
Oh, okay, I'll come back here then. And he seems like God might be speaking to him. He's that confused. And that is going to be, I'll say, it probably takes his turn to do that much searching. Next up is the T-Rex. Okay. This T-Rex is firstly going to check to see what it is going to regain. Okay, with a 1, whatever it is, does not regain. Goodness me, how would the T-Rex react in this situation? Yeah. It is going to try to shake you off, and it is going to do... So this is another contested strength or athletics check. This is going to be its roll.
Shakirex,
Ooh,
Shakirex.
with a 19. Oh my gosh, with a 24! It fails to shake you off. And I will say...
Hot dog.
This is what he gets when he's trying to fight a world champion wrestler.
Yeah, okay. I'll say it is also going to try and attack you with its tail, because I gave you like wrestling it as like part of your turn, but not your whole turn, so I should probably give that to the T-Rex as well. So it is going to attack you with a 22. Oh, for 22 bludgeoning damage as this huge tail comes up, but your hand doesn't block it this time, and it smacks you in the side of the head.
I do have another inspiration though, so it might block
You
it.
have to roll an 8 though, right?
Oh my gosh, this is going to be clutch if this happens.
A 7 or an 8.
Your inspiration, a 7 would put you matching, so it would still hit.
Should I do it?
Your inspiration lasts for like 10 minutes if you don't use it, and I only have 3, so.
Nah,
If you want to, you can, but you'd have to roll an 8 for it to do anything.
Nah, let's not do that.
Is this just damage? Because
what do you mean?
Because you effectively have an extra 17 hit points.
Why?
Because he can
Because
Oh,
I
because
will
of
just
your
absorb it.
Yeah, sure, it hits me.
Okay, cool. So that's 22 bludgeoning damage.
52.
And it is also gonna, I'll say, no, because you overpowered it, so it has to basically be there. Next up is the wasp's turn. So the wasps are gonna try to take a different route, although they're baned, so they have disadvantage on certain kinds of saving throws and stuff.
They
So-
get minus a d4 on basically everything they try and do.
Okay, cool. So 30 feet, it's going to... I've got to put a little location here to determine where the thing is. But I'm pretty sure you threw the insect repellent there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25... so 30. It's going to try to like skirt around the outside of it. But that is actually, it can use the rest of its turn. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right. So it uses like its dash to get there, and it's used its whole turn to do so, so it can't do anything. Next up is Jex's turn. You hear the buzzing of thousands of wasps in front of you.
So I have a flying shield.
Accurate.
I want to send that flying shield to just go and rest, like press against the T-Rex, and just stay in contact with it.
Let's have a look-see. What's it called? It's called like a...
Animated shield.
Animated shield. Okay, I just want to hear how it's described. While holding, cause it to animate, the shield leaps into the air and hovers in your space to protect you as if you were wielding it. The shield remains animated for 1 minute until you use your bonus action. Yeah, I've let you use it for cool stuff before because it's still been like in your space.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be giving up the it being a shield if I was sending it over there, but...
Yeah, I mean, if there was something in the wording that made it a bit looser, I would let you do it, but it's pretty specific.
Okay. Let's see what I've got then. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Sounds like the please hold music.
I'm going to try and shove my rapier like into its leg, but I'm focusing more on getting it lodged in there than trying to do damage.
Into what's leg? The T-Rex? Okay.
Sidestep this thing.
Okay.
I'm stand over here, so I'm flanking with Caesar vertically.
Okay, nice. All right, so hold on. You want the rapier to get stuck in it for what? To what end?
Because then later I can heat metal on it.
Oh, okay.
And they won't be able to get it out.
All right. Well. Okay. Well, I mean, this is very specific, so I'll say this is kind of the equivalent to a cold shot. So. If you just hit its normal AC, you can do normal damage. But if you do 5 more than its AC, then you can have this thing happen as well.
Sweet. Okay, I'll give it a go.
Give it a go.
Oh, 23.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, with the 23, you can roll damage, and this thing is stuck in there like a little needle.
Sweet. Okay, 7 damage, and I leave my rapier behind.
Nice. Now you don't have a rapier.
And Caesar's still got inspiration, so I'm gonna grab the incense if I can.
You definitely can, although it is quite warm.
Yeah, I'll grab like a ladle off my belt and pick it up in the ladle and try and wave it towards the bees again.
Oh, you're gonna basically just plunk it down on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We will see how the wasps react to that later. Cool. So basically, you hear the roar of this T-Rex as you stab it with your rapier, mingled with this kind of confusion at being overpowered by this tiny creature on its head. It's like a very, very confused. That's the end of your turn?
Yep.
Scramble Food Snatcher's turn.
Oh, you know how it is. Boy pops out from his stealth with that magical 22.
I didn't hear anything after pointy, but I assume it was very intimidating and you're attacking.
Yeah. I'm popping out from my stealth.
Yep, I think that means you roll with
giving it the
advantage,
shoot.
yeah. Oh, natural 20!
Oh, let's go, baby!
It's gonna
How
be
does this work? I
crazy
roll
town.
it twice, or do I double it? What?
Yeah. You roll your damage and your sneak attack dice twice.
Does it do it automatically? Oh, it does.
It does for
Okay.
this, but not for your sneak attack.
Yeah, so you'll have
Okay.
to do the sneak attack stuff twice, yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, so this is 15, that's 31,
51.
51 piercing damage as this thing is starting to look well messed up.
Good.
That is the end of your turn, I presume?
I'll hide again.
Okay, make a
My bonus
thingamajig,
action.
stealth attack. Stealth
Oh,
attack.
sorry, that shouldn't be with that advantage.
That's okay. We'll just take the first one. 19, you feel quite hidden.
Cool.
Next up is Professor Fleeb. You see this enormous shot from presumably Scramble. This arrow takes the creature in its like lip, and it looks very uncomfortable with it. What would you like to do?
Begin laughing maniacally at the dismay and keep on firing scorching rays.
Go for it. Okay, with a 17, you hit. Roll damage.
No,
Oh,
I'm doing all 3.
hits. Oh, a 12 does not hit, so just the first two.
Okay, cool. Oh, that was a bad one.
Okay, so
A damp steam ray.
this is great poetic justice. Fleeb, how would you like this creature to meet its end?
I burn its eyes out.
Nice. So your 2 scorching rays that manage to connect with their target focus just on the eyes, and the rage of your fallen comrade burns them out of their sockets. And
Hair is still sticking on end from the static from previously.
Exactly.
Slightly
And
burnt twinges.
The thing collapses to the ground in a heap. Caesar, make a dexterity saving throw.
Is this for full damage?
Yeah, this thing is collapsing with you on top of it. As it's just had its eyes burned out.
I'm trying to find it. Slow fall. You can use your reaction when you fall to reduce any fall damage you take by 35.
So reduce it by 35 damage points?
Yes.
Nice, okay, sweet. Make a dexterity saving throw anyway, just to see what happens.
What happens? Okay.
Just to see how gracefully you do it. Oh, yeah. With a 24, and I'll say, yeah, even if you took maximum fall damage, reducing it by 35 would be no problems. So you do like a graceful backflip, releasing the hempen rope reins on this creature, and just land in a 3-point pose dramatically as the thing goes boom, and the dust cloud settles across the amphitheater. Well done, guys. That was very impressive.
I run out.
Look at that for a performance, guys!
Fleeb still hasn't dealt with it and has begun like, are these bees? Are the wasps still here?
The wasps are still there, but they react to the incense and just flee.
Fleeb sort of runs out and begins like jumping up and down on it.
I'm like, hey, what the hell? We could have.
Sorry, you were too loud. We couldn't hear you.
So it's like, no, hell, that was like one of a kind. We could have trained that thing.
I like that Jax.
Caesar was training it.
Jax interpreted Caesar's like heroic actions as taming rather than like conquering.
he was breaking it like you do with a wild horse.
Wow.
And the icing on the cake, guys, I got rid of the nerd.
Not quite. As you see Orvex climb over the edge and say, Caesar, that was amazing. How did you do that?
Oh, shit.
I've been training for that sort of thing for my entire life.
Goodness me, that's just mind-blowing. And he starts like taking notes. Now, how did you climb up the back of it? No, never mind. I'll just draw it. I'll study it later.
Caesar would like to try and tear one of the teeth out as like a trophy.
Wait,
Okay,
I need to do a little memoriam thing for it
Okay,
first before we disembowel it.
go for it.
I just go up and like stand near it and sing a song of like the king of the amphitheater, the king of the stage.
Nice. Make a performance check.
That's you now, baby.
The fall. I sing about the fall of the king of the stage.
Oh, with a 23, you weave the poetic metaphor of a vicious T-Rex being on an amphitheater and being sort of like a drama queen actor very poetically, and you manage to touch the souls of all present.
I'm like, okay, let's take its teeth.
Okay, so Caesar can make an athletics or strength check.
Okay.
Oh,
man.
With a natural 1, roll a d20 to see how bad it is. Oh, wow. Okay. So with a 1,
Confirming
you
the
manage
crit
to like put all of your strength into this and manage to like suddenly lose your grip and fall backwards into the bees, taking two stinging bee damage.
And the bees are still meowing.
Ow!
Everybody make a perception check.
I dodged my halfling ability.
Sorry, I'm
Perfect.
looking for it. Sorry.
Wait, you rolled a 5. What did
I got 5, never mind. I just thought
Perception,
you saw the 2, yeah. You rolled better than me, but
Oh, goodness me. All right, so Fleeb, as you're jumping up and down on this creature, you notice that the weight of its collapse has punctured a hole in. Let me do a more convincing color. Has punctured a hole in the ground beside its head, presumably as its body like twisted and mangled on impact. And you notice a little room beneath the ground that you're on in the same sort of style as the little passageways that you were in, but it looks much better kept with a series of pots and chests inside of it.
Ba-da-da-da.
Yes.
I rate
Da-da-da-da.
all the years and all
I think there are.
for all
Hmm.
the time until the end. I was king of the stage.
How deep is it down? Like, I kind of, I ask Caesar if he can put his step ladder down, which is still illuminated because I never dispelled it.
Yeah, it's 20 feet down.
Don't have a 20-foot ladder.
Don't have 20 feet, but we probably do have a 30-foot rope.
Yeah, we've got a rope tied to the. I mean, I pull my rapier out of its leg. I'll be like, "Sweet dudes, the rope is currently tied to this thing's horn, so I'll throw it over the edge." We're like,
Okay.
"Wait, yeah."
I kind of sort of like say to Scramble, you and me, Scramble. Sorry, I always had the very prevalent B. For some
Yeah,
reason, it
love
isn't a
that B.
silent B. It's an invisible B.
you love the bees, though.
Apparently,
bees
so. As a you and me first, sort of indicating that we go down first.
Like,
Uh,
Fleep, let the guy with the armor go first.
Sure, after you.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go into an unknown hole.
You climb down and you see.
You do realise we're the best ones at finding traps, right? I sort of say
I mean,
to Scramble.
I find traps by walking into them and not being hurt by them.
Okay, so as you reach the ground of this presumably cellar or tomb, you're not really sure. It's just stacked upon stacked of like
Stand under my cellar.
some vases, some masks, a platter inscribed with images of Chultan feasting rituals, and the platter looks to be incredibly shiny and like a pale gold color. And
That's boring. I just
you
want to put things
see-
on my head.
you see a mask that is basically like a skull and crossbones, but in a mask shape. And then
Oh yeah.
you see a silver and gold helmet that has these weird wiggly lines on the top of it, and one.
Put them all on. Put on whatever I can.
Okay, you put on two. You put on a mask and a helmet.
Yeah.
And when you put on the helmet, you suddenly feel more attuned to the thoughts and feelings of the people around you, but you don't quite understand how or why.
What? No, they're all thinking I look awesome in this sweet helmet with a skull and crossbones mask over it.
Scramble is. That's absolutely what Scramble's.
Yeah, I put them on, I run back to the hole, I look up, I'm like, "Rawr! I'm spooky!" And then
You see Jax emerge with a weird, wiggly design helmet with a purple gemstone over one eye, and he looks bizarre.
It suits you.
Wow, so cool.
Was there anything else
I'm
down
like,
there?
"Come on down, there's some more masks, and there's some like nerd shit, and maybe some money, I don't know."
More masks! Money! Let's go!
You climb down, and you see the mask that is the skull and crossbones is also painted with this gold paint color around the outside of the bone design, and it looks very shiny.
Oh, I
like
got
all
that
the-
on my face.
All the precious metals, like, I ignore. I'm just like, sweet
Yeah.
costume.
And the
Like, if you put one on your face, I put one on my face as
you put it on your face. It's very cold and incredibly heavy.
well. Look at us, dude.
You can make a intelligence check, Scramble, and Jax, you can make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, where's my show?
With a 20 Scramble, you would estimate that this mask with its gold paint is worth about 250 gold pieces.
Ooh.
And Jax, you would gather some sort of arcane shenanigans is going on with this helmet. It's not
Oh,
something
the helm.
you...
I just wrote on my character sheet, purple eye helm and mask of feelings.
No, it's the other way around. The helmet, when you put it on, is what was giving you a sense of maybe people's thoughts are more accessible, but you couldn't access it at this time, and you get the sense you have to spend a little bit of time with it first.
Cool. But yeah, I'll let everyone come down and if there's coins and stuff.
There's not coins, but there's lots of weird art, like that
Yeah.
that platter with all the inscribed carvings of people eating a feast. Looks to be, again, made of this pale gold material that seems quite shiny.
I'll keep it in the mask, dude.
Yeah, I've added Jolt skull mask to my costume clothing. I've got the kobold mask as well. We're getting quite a few.
What did my one look like?
It looks like a skull like a skull, basically, that you would have on a pirate flag, but painted gold.
Gold skull mask.
Or like someone doing a heist in a heist movie that's robbing a bank.
I note that it's worth about 200.
Hey Orvex, there's some old pictures down here.
Hey, no.
What? All right, let me climb down. And he
See,
climbs
nerd gets
down
his attention.
and has a look and says, "Oh my goodness, these inscriptions. This is."
Can we not have the masks on when he comes down, and then we turn away from him, put them on, and turn back and spook him?
Oh my
Genius.
goodness! Oh, you scared the crap out of me. Oh, okay. Oh, that was a good one. I'm glad I found you guys.
That makes one of us.
Truly a remarkable find. And he tries to pick up this serving platter and closely scrutinize the carvings. It's getting to be quite late at this point. You notice the sun is setting.
Okay. It probably makes sense to camp out here. There's different rooms. We've presumably dealt with the main thing that hangs out here.
Presumably.
What, as in this hole?
No, in this area.
Oh, this area. Oh, okay. Yeah, fair.
I mean, we might want to stay outside. At the beginning, you said it was like devoid of basically all activity, right? Like birdsong and everything.
Yeah, it's a pretty quiet, desolate area.
So we could just sleep out on the steps even. That's probably not going to be stuff bothering us. Have a nice little
fair.
drink out.
I'm okay with that.
Fire in the middle of the amphitheater and tell stories.
Ooh.
Glebe realizes slightly disappointingly because he went a bit nuts with his spell casting, he doesn't have a teeny hat anymore.
Phlebe also probably feels a sense of relief, like a little bit of closure about this traumatic chapter of his life and feeling a little bit more on top of things, quite literally.
Nice. Phlebe also remembers he can do one arcane recovery, so he can do a tiny hat.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
Cool. So you guys having a long rest in this hut?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you having any watches, or are you just taking refuge in the hut?
Yeah, I've got one inspiration, so I'll let someone else take the first watch with my last inspiration. Then I'll take a rest, and I'll take the second one. And then people after me can be inspired as well.
Okay. Who takes the first
Yes,
watch?
Caesar will take the first watch because he's still adamant to get a trophy from this damn T-Rex.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna start like carving pieces out of it and seeing if it. Can I assess whether it would make good food? Because we can feast tonight.
Okay, I will say give me a nature check, but I'll say like with advantage because you know how to cook things.
Okie dokie. Good old.
Okay. With a 7, you manage to slice off a hunk with like repeated effort with your rapier, but it takes like 10 minutes. And you get the sense you don't know if it's safe to eat or not, but it's meat. You could probably cook it.
Yeah, I'll cook it up. I'm much better at cooking than carving, apparently, than butchering.
Yeah. It's kind of like 2 fist-sized chunk was as much as your muscles could manage with that tiny blade. But yeah, you could definitely make like a big steak out of it.
Sweet, yeah. Let's have Rex steak.
And you're saying
Nice.
Caesar, as part of his watch, is going to attempt to remove a tooth?
Yeah.
Okay, give me an athletics or strength check.
Try again.
Oh yeah, with an 18,
better.
you find the same tooth that you've loosened like a jar of pickles and manage to remove it. You now have a 3-foot long, 3-foot wide tooth.
Oh my god.
I did not realize that was how big
Quite
this
that
thing
big.
was.
Oh, that's a big ass tooth.
Is that
Size of me.
that's a massive tooth.
I was
Christ.
thinking like a banana-sized tooth, but no, it's a healthy size. I'm gonna
Well-
take a few feathers.
Sorry?
I'd like to take a few feathers. Presumably, they're not quite so ridiculously unwieldy as the teeth.
Nah, you can take some feathers. I'm probably exaggerating with my measurements, but it's like, it's very big and very heavy. Probably like your, let's say the size of your torso.
Yeah, cool. It's like a baby, it's like holding a baby in your arms.
Yeah, but you could probably fit it in the bag of
I
holding.
mean,
if-
that's
if you
an
have one.
excellent trophy. I think like size of a trophy says a lot about
Yeah, we can
Size
make
of the
what's
kid.
been done.
we can make Rex Scrimshaw.
You could.
Scrimshaw is like a form of art that they would make in like whale tusks.
Ah.
Very old-fashioned, but
You very well could.
Cool. So I have one of those.
Make a
All right, let's
perception
see how
check, Caesar.
yeah, let's see how good a dinner I make.
Oh yes,
this.
give me the check that you make as well, please, Jax.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
I rolled
18.
more on that.
You manage. Oh, you can do a D4 if you want.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
21.
With a 21, you create medium rare steaks that taste exactly like chicken.
They are chicken.
Yeah, with feathers, it's quite compelling. With a 22, Caesar, you notice. What do you notice? That this area
Nothing at all.
remains pretty calm and quiet. You don't notice really anything disturbing it. A couple of birds, a couple of insects chirping, but very quiet and peaceful.
Nice.
Cool. Whose watch is next?
Mine.
Okay, perception check from Jax, please.
Perception. Sorry, I just lost my sheet. There it is. Perception.
Oh, well, sorry, I was reading the same one. Okay, with a 7, you're still digesting the enormously dense and heavy steak.
I'm like, yeah, I'll take this watch, and I just lie back and rub my tummy for an hour or two.
Yeah, you're in a bit of a food coma, I would say. And you
Well,
notice
I
very
have-
little.
Sweet.
But you do actually spend enough time with this helm to understand what it is. And instantly in your mind, this thought comes to you, and I will show this to players. And it strikes you as a helm of telepathy.
Oh my god, that is not what I was imagining it like. It's
Oh
got like
my word.
brain. I think
Yeah, like
crazy.
squiggly lines on the top. I was trying to give a more vague description. But there you go. It does all kinds of cool shit.
Let's have a look. While wearing this, you can detect thoughts. I can send telepathic. We can sidebar.
Oh, I can do that anyway. I've got messages. Forgot about that.
Way. It's only one way though.
I think you can reply.
Oh,
Yeah,
you can reply, can't you?
You can
Yeah.
reply in a whisper. There, they can reply in a whisper.
Oh, and it has a built-in daily suggestion.
That's pretty sweet.
Hmm.
Ah.
That thing is crazy. Look at that.
The only disadvantage is you look like an absolute muppet, but otherwise it's fine.
No, this is my new phase of like becoming a metal band.
Oh, I see.
Cool. Is that that's the end of your watch? Who takes the next watch?
I'll do one.
Have
Okay,
some inspiration for it.
Perception check.
Thanks.
I'll roll the d8 for you if you want.
I'm not sure. I've not got okay percent. You know. Nice,
Okay.
17.
With a 17, you notice this weird creature. It's like a strange, like panther-like creature that seems to be lurking on the outskirts of this amphitheater, and it's skulking in a circle, seemingly assessing the T-Rex's corpse, but it doesn't come any closer. And that's the end of what you see.
Okay, I keep an eye on it. Nothing to wake the boys up for.
Cool. Next watch. I think this is the final watch.
That's me.
And arguably, could I do 2 watches? I need to trance.
You could, yeah, in theory.
Your call.
Don't mind. How good's your perception?
I'll do it. It's fine.
Okay. Fleet,
For RP
Fleet Town.
reasons, I'll do one.
Oh, sure.
Okay. With an 8, you're still overcome with a bit of relief and a bit of like wondering what do I do now? Now that this key trauma in your life has been overcome, it's a bit weird having no lurking pain in the back of your psyche, but you feel good nonetheless, just not paying attention to the amphitheater, really. Cool. So sunrise comes up. You guys have your spell slots and your health points back.
Oh, yeah.
And you see Orvex say, "Oh, that steak was excellent, and I am so glad to be alive. Coffee, anyone?"
Yeah.
This is the long game. We're getting poisoned, but nonetheless, let's go.
We've saved this guy too many times for him to poison us. Come on.
He takes out his little paper pouch of coffee granules that he somehow crafted into a dried state and mixes them up on the little campfire that Jax had set up last night, and you guys all have coffee. Pocket coffee.
Nerd, you're good for something sometimes.
Thank you. And he just keeps... The only drawback is that Orvex has a habit of going at the end of his sips.
Well,
I
take it back.
I'm gonna try. I mean, I've spent the night with this helmet. I'm gonna try detecting Orvex's thoughts as he makes us coffee. Just.
Okay, go for it. So he has to make a save.
What does he have to do? Sorry, I've not read the spell fully. Focus mind on a creature. Does Orvex have an intelligence of at least 4?
Let's have a look, shall we? Yes, he does.
Okay, so I learned his
not.
surface thoughts, but as an action I can probe deeper. Oh, so he has to make a wisdom save.
Against surface thoughts or against deeper thoughts?
Deeper thoughts.
Okay, so you just get surface thoughts automatically, right?
Yes.
Okay, so on the surface, as he's sipping his coffee, you hear in the surface of his thoughts, "Oh, I hope they like me. Oh, I really prefer this than being with the Red Wizards. I mean, they're so much nicer and less distant." And that's what you hear.
And then, so he gets to make a wisdom save again. Does it have a built-in DC? I think it does. Yes, DC 13.
Against
Tell
DC
me how
13.
much shit we've.
Yeah,
I
so
hope they like.
he resists, but does
He
he
does
know
know-
that you've done?
He does know that I'm doing it.
Okay, he looks up towards
break
you. What would you say?
Yeah, so he stops me probing deeper. He does know I'm doing it either way. If he failed, he could use oh no, he can, if he wants to, he can use his action to make a contested int check to try and end the spell. But I can also talk to him in his mind. I'm like, so I'm going to send him a little telepathic message.
So hold on, even if he made his save, you can still talk to him in his mind.
Yes, as long as the spell isn't ended, I can talk to him in his mind because I think that's
He can choose to end the
the
spell.
the helm lets me do that.
Okay, so he has to choose to make a contested intelligence check to end the spell, but you're going to say something. What are you going to say?
I'm like, dude, are you hearing me?
Yes, this is fascinating. Is this from the helmet that you picked up?
I think so, man.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing. And you see him take out his notes.
Super smart.
Okay, so you found it. It's got the purple stone on the outside. This must be something for a festival or a sacrifice, maybe. It has ritual significance, definitely. And he just sort of, his surface thoughts become perhaps related to this glyph, perhaps.
I just have this mental image of this like priest and clearly like a human sacrifice that's wearing it. Just looks at the victim, and all they hear is shit, 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 shit.
Yeah, Orvex basically is initially surprised, but then completely intrigued by the implications of this, having found it in this ancient city, and
I just
shrugs off the invasion of privacy. Go on.
I start just sending like songs into his head, like echo. It starts with me just like echo, echo, and seeing if he could like do the noises back, and then I just start like coming up with songs into his head.
Echo? Amazing. It works with not just words, but actual melodies. All kinds of different information. This is truly fascinating. And he's furiously scribbling. Is there anything else you all would like to do with the morning? As the enormous, slowly rotting corpse of a T-Rex stands about 15, 20 feet from you.
Has any of this conversation conveyed to us?
Jax? Orvex, you hear him out loud a couple of times be like, amazing, incredible.
And like you probably hear me humming the songs, but not properly. No, I'm like, I think the fact that I'm seeing into his mind a little bit probably makes me more interested in the stuff he was doing than because we tried to get him to explain it and he just completely failed at doing our interest. But now that I'm sort of seeing his excitement directly because of this helm, I'm probably a little more interested.
Oh, fair enough. I was just going to use a message to fuck with. That was all. But if you don't tell me, I
I
don't.
think I'm just wrapped up in it.
Yeah, if you don't tell me, I don't do that.
Yeah.
No, I haven't got anything that I particularly.
I mean, I'll probably plan on pranking him later, but
Let me know.
I think they.
I've not had a chance to use
Yeah,
message.
there's a lot going on in this in Detect Thoughts actually as a spell, because you can use it if you're just doing surface level. They don't find out. If you probe deeper, they find out whether they succeed or fail. And you can also just detect thoughts around you. So if things are like intelligent, you can just seek out their thoughts to find ones you can't see.
Okay, well, the rest of your party is sitting around you. Everybody give their vague surface thoughts.
Man, this dude's a big nerd, but he makes decent coffee.
Nice, good surface thoughts. Next.
Fleeb is deep in his spellbooks. Like, why wasn't my handwriting better when I fucking wrote this? I always get to this page. Fuck's sake.
And Caesar?
I'm hungry. What are we gonna eat?
I'm gonna send
Coffee is great, but I need a bagel.
I'm gonna send a thought back to Caesar like, no, you hate bagels, including the laugh, including the dumb laugh.
You hear Jex's voice in your head mocking you for your bagel fixation.
Get out of my head.
Like I look up like actually physically, and I'm like, dude, bagels, and I'm gonna make some bagels.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
make a
bagels. Good shout.
cooking tools check.
With my extra D4. I wish I could code in the D4 into it. They're 14.
Okay,
Big 14.
With a 14, you produce accidentally something reminiscent of French toast. And it tastes delightful, but it wasn't quite what you were going for. You got a bit caught up in the moment.
If it tastes delightful, it's good.
Or maybe that's
All
just
right.
what Jex thinks bagels are.
Bagels, that sounds like foreign.
Bagel.
A bagel, on bagel. Oh, oui, oui. And I make some French toast.
Now, Jex, can you show me pictures with that? Can you, rather than voices or sounds, can you show me an image? Try sending it now.
Oh,
You're
no.
showing what to do now?
Oh, no.
Hang on, hang on.
I'll try.
Well, fill me in. What's going on?
Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna reactivate the helmet and like focus on Scramble, and I'm gonna send him a picture of like an imagination of the song I wrote last night.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out like there was a whole visual aspect that I had in my imagination to it of like this T-Rex doing a soliloquy, singing its lament stage, and like so I'm gonna send try and send that to Scramble.
Oh.
You receive an image of this, like, very sad tale of a T-Rex dressed in actor's robes, sort of singing and wistfully behaving on a stage.
I was the king of the stage.
And
And then I'll send it to Orvex, except it's got his face.
Amazing, truly
you been-
amazing. Go on, Scramble.
I'm trying to work out how Scramble responds, knowing that he can message. I guess he just like cast message on Jex, just like I could do this too, you know.
Oh, you do it back to me, and I focus back on you, and like, oh yes, psychic duel, and we just start sending images back and forth to try and respond to each other.
Can I send images via message? I think it has to be spoken.
Yeah, I think a message, if you look at the wording of the spell, I
And
think
whisper
it's like,
a message. The
it's like a
target and
letter.
only them hears the.
But I suppose messages like can
Yeah,
travel across
it's-
planes and
it's
is
sound.
effectively infinite
Okay,
range.
yeah, yours is like a
Message? No, I
sound.
have to be able to see them. I have
Oh,
to be-
really?
Oh no,
Point
that's
towards the.
ending that you're thinking.
Oh,
of.
can be
I'm
cast
thinking
through
of
solid
standing.
objects if you target and what check?
Oh, sorry. If you're
Yeah,
doing a mental duel, this would probably be a charisma check.
Oh.
Ah, fuck. Expect you've got better.
Okay,
I
21
can't
or
beat.
12.
I
Okay.
can't beat a 21.
So basically, what happens, Scramble, is that you receive a flurry of different images of swords, like with different hilts, as that's what Jax decided to interpret a mental duel as, just picture of sword, picture of sword. Whereas,
With different words on the hilt.
yeah, and Jax, you receive the word
What?
duel really loudly in your mind.
Yeah, that's.
Like, dude, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was so cool.
So, Phlebe stands up, sort of like.
That happens.
Do dinosaurs usually have nests?
You can
Only
make
the
a
lady
nature
one.
check.
Nature. That begins with an N. Boom.
Okay, yeah.
Smart.
With a 20, you conclude that the reason the space in front of the amphitheater is so bare and absent of any life is because the creature curled up exactly in front of the amphitheater and used that as its nest.
Okay, so effectively the long and the short of it was I was going to see if I could find any sort of vague remains, either sort of like objects that was of my colleague.
Oh, okay.
So
In
whether
case,
that be that like it was stored in a nest because it was just clothes that were ripped up, or a book, or a satchel, or something, effectively, me
Okay.
trying to fill in the patches of my memory.
make an investigation check to see if you can find remnants.
Do 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 do.
Ooh, with a 7, you look around and you see a number, now that you're looking closely, in the sort of grass that surrounds this amphitheater area, sort of vaguely in this region. It's a little bit like grassy outside of the area.
Yeah.
And once you're looking there and you know what to look for, you see a couple of bones of various different creatures, long decomposed, some still in the process of decomposing, that are just scattered around in a not very concentrated manner. And that must be where the creature like throws the remains of its meals, but you don't know how you would go about identifying which one may or may not be your colleague.
Well, it's good as burials only, I suppose.
Yeah, it feels a little, now that you've dug deep into this, it feels like a little bit left undecided in terms of closure, but it's you feel a little bit better now that the creature is dead, but it would be nice to have something of him.
Yep, well, that can be dealt with as a future plot hook for the inevitable requirement for it.
Oh, the inevitable.
Scramble, you notice on the beyond the outskirts of this grassy area where all the bones are concentrated, you notice a couple of wild dogs from the direction of the first compound that you came into, and you notice the wild dogs eating some corpses, and you notice them starting to surround the area, but not entirely. They're just grouping up in like 2s and 3s. I'll just draw a quick little example. That seem to be like eyeing up the corpse that you're next to and looking to try to like get involved.
Yep. All right, guys, we got company. We should get out of here unless you
Yeah, should
start
we
a
just
fight
leave
over a
them?
corpse.
Wait, Jax was completely focused on his helm and like looks up and like, what?
We got
Doggies.
company. I point at the doggos.
Doggos.
Let's head north.
Yeah, let's just back away from these and get out of here.
Yeah,
Okay.
my thoughts exactly.
You guys go to the other map. Okay, cool. So you guys are here, and you want to go north. Is that the idea?
Well, that was the suitable exit point. I think that we could see that was away from the dogs. So
Sweet.
we've gone
So-
we've gone north out of the necessity, and I suppose we'll find out what there's there as we're doing it.
Okay.
Dead king of the stage. King of the
Cool.
stage. Rip.
Basically, allow me to elucidate. Okay. You see at the end of this raised causeway a collection of houses, ruined houses, much like the one that Fleeb went into and then was paralyzed by gas, but slightly bigger and smaller and in various states of disrepair. And then to the east, you notice a tall obelisk covered in vines that's made of like a black basalt-like stone. And then beyond that, you see the river. Sorry, not the river. The waterfall further to the east if you stand on the raised causeway. And then you notice the cliff edge further north as you've reached like the far corner of this valley. What would you like to do?
Cool obelisk.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm not saying we go there, I'm just saying it's cool.
And you see Orvex
Hey,
say,
nerd.
yes, I believe that is an obelisk. It seems very old. Probably, although I'd have to get closer. It might be the same age as the city, but I can't be sure.
Might have some writing on it that might be useful to us.
Okay, so you guys head over to the obelisk?
Yup.
Okay. Okay.
Rocks fall. Fuck you.
Wrong way, nerds.
You can move your little icons across to vaguely like here as you weave through the buildings.
Oh, we've gone this way. Oh, I see. There we go.
Over here.
That's the direction of the obelisk.
Cool.
Okay, and I'm just going to do a quick description for you. How to describe this. Okay, so you see an enormous doorway inside of an even more enormous crypt-like building. It's too big to be a normal crypt that you would find in a graveyard, but that's the only thing that resembles it, with that Greek-style architecture and the peaked roof made out of white marble, presumably at one point. And in front of it, on front of the door, the enormous door, are 9 square indents, about 1 foot in every dimension. And the huge basalt obelisk stands to the left of this entrance.
Yeah, look.
What was that, sorry?
Give it a look. The obelisk.
Oh my god.
Oh, you say that to Orvex?
Well, I go and have a look at it.
Oh, okay. Make
And
it
I suppose do an Arcana check just to see if I get any like waves of radiant magic from it.
Okay, make an Arcana check. With a 16, you don't get an arcane aura from it, but it does give you the heebie-jeebies.
Lovely. Wait, as another question, have I stopped having the heebie-jeebies while I've been in Jolt?
Well, there was a little relief section after you defeated the enormous T-Rex, but it's a creepy place, so let's say it's at a dull roar at this point.
Nice.
When we told stories last night, did you tell? I mean, was that T-Rex the one that ate your dude, or was that a different one?
I think so. I think it was. Yes.
Okay.
It was.
Did you tell us about that when we
Sure,
told
why not?
Well, let's just
Well,
say you talk about it now.
Sure. Well, I kind of fill in the bits I remember.
Yeah.
Sort of like we were exploring around here. It was dark, and it was during one of the monsoons. It was lashing down with rain, and when we'd made camp, and charging from out of the undergrowth came the T-Rex, and in one gulp cleared out my colleague and flung aside the like scattered collection of. Did we have mercenaries with us? This is me sort of like me trying to remember.
No, you didn't. It was just the two of you believing your arcane knowledge and study would be enough to recover the item that you were looking for.
So, yep, my colleague was swallowed whole.
Shit. Did you get out alive?
No.
Fuck. Scrabble's like
Secret-
sat down cross-legged in front of like a...
Secret reveal, I'm a lich.
Oh, shit. What's that?
An undead wizard. Let's go with that.
Oh, fuck, you're a wizard?
Mm. I cast light on your arm. Just
Oh, I
leave it
thought-
at that.
Cast light on his eyelids so he can't.
Ah!
Oh, I thought that was just one of those stupid tricks.
Aren't
know,
they all
like they-
stupid tricks?
I mean, yeah.
As a like I take out a pack of cards, shuffle them up, pick again.
Oh my god, he is a wizard.
Okay, anyway, nonetheless, obelisk.
Orvex goes up to the obelisk and says, oh, okay, so...
Ooh. One
The
note
age.
before we...
Yeah, go on.
just so that people don't forget, everyone is carrying their own block of insect repellent incense with them now, and I'll make sure Orvex has one as well.
Okay, cool. He goes up to the obelisk and he says, oh, okay, I thought this was going to be the same as the city, but this seems like a more recent... It's hard to tell, but it looks more recent. And those holes over on that doorway over there, I was looking at them earlier. I think they'll fit those cubes that we found. Someone give me one quickly so I can try them.
I hand him mine.
Okay. He
Skull
puts
makes
one.
no attempt to do anything.
He puts one into the closest slot to him, and it slides in almost flush, except for about a half an inch sticking out. And he says, "Yep, that looks like it fits really well, but based on this, I think we would need all of them." Yes.
How many are there?
There's
How many holes?
9 holes.
9.
Are these supposed to be in a specific place, or did you just guess?
Oh, I just guessed. I just wanted to see if the size fit.
Let's see if the Wongo cube lines up with any of them in particular, or all of them.
It fit. There doesn't appear to be any markings inside the recesses, but it does fit perfectly, and it sticks out by about half an inch, so that you can remove it if you want to.
Okay. Well, let's take them back out. It's like, sweet. I mean, this is good, but let's not leave them here.
No.
Someone
Yes,
else
yes.
Red
Okay,
wizards
so-
have probably already been here.
We know where we need to get to. Well, we know where the red wizards are trying to get to, and we just don't have all the
Yeah.
tools to get there.
Not here.
There we go. I've added a note to the map. The cube bank.
The cube bank.
So
Our cube.
we know. So we know where 2 are, being the Froghemoth and the Clay Spearman. And technically, we didn't even actually deal with the challenge of the Froghemoth temple. We just met a Froghemoth outside, which might or might not be the challenge.
Sure.
Should we head south of here? Because I don't think we know where any of the other places are beyond those 2.
Orvex says, well, yes, we're close to the area that the wizard said needed to be cleared out in some way, because the next shrine I know of is east of here. There's a bazaar, like a market area, just south of us.
Was that the place he said we had to avoid?
Who said?
I think it's the place we avoided
You said
previously.
the red dude said that they'd have to clear it out before they could go, or was that in between?
No, they said they would have to. In order to progress, they would probably have to clear it out. I don't know what that means, but that was their plan in heading this direction.
Okay, let's check it out.
Alright.
Cool. You guys head
South we go.
south, and you come upon. I'm just gonna move these around so that they're easier.
I'm just updating my sheet. Does anyone have anything that there's... I've currently noted in a bag of holding that I'm carrying the King of the Stage Tooth and the puzzle cubes. Is anyone else keeping anything meaningful in the bag?
I'm gonna go with the hot no.
Nope. No, not even any spare balloons.
That all goes as part of my spell components. I need
We
those.
open the bag of holding and it's just like completely full of balloons.
Full of balloons. Pre-inflated balloons.
You just go into the bag and it's like a party room, like a ball pit.
Okay, as you guys look east off of this raised causeway, you see a derelict market hall standing on the street corner ahead. Frayed cloth awnings hang in tatters above a broad alley lined with stalls, and it looks eerie. And that is where we will end our session for this evening.
I was not
Eerie
expecting
chapter
to
one.
like actually fight the T-Rex. Like,
No.
Well, we ended up doing so.
you know, I thought we'd just hide and let it walk away and then try and look around and then
That's exactly what I was
I'm
planning on.
fighting this shit. And then it went pretty well.
Yeah.
wasn't expecting to actually take it down.
Yeah, when it
was
died, I
pretty
was
impressive.
like, oh, we're not like I was thinking maybe we'd be if we're lucky halfway through it.
Okay, sweet. That is the end of the session, and you all level up as well.
Oh.
Yay.
I have to remember what I do. 8.
That's a stat increase, isn't it?
I
remember.
think it might be one of those ones. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think every 4 is.
Level 8, yeah.
That is sweet. I'm gonna have 20 AC.
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you have any suggestions or any ideas that we should incorporate, things you want to hear more of, things you would like to hear less of, just let us know at thewronghandspodcast@gmail.com. So THEWRONGHANDSPODCAST@gmail.com.